Hi everyone, Heather here. And a big thank you because a lot of you really enjoyed my Amazon fashion haul, and I was thinking to myself, you know what? Why don't I do a makeup Amazon haul? So that's what I've got here, and they're tried and true by me. I've already tested them all out, so I'm going to give you a real account of these products, which, well, I really don't have to say too much because they're my absolute favorites. But there's a lot of little tips and tricks when you're shopping online with Amazon, and I'm going to touch on those later as well. Hey, it all starts in just a few seconds. So my number one product is my number one product. Most of you know how much I love this Antishine product. It's terrific. If you're only going to buy one product out of the whole video, this is the one to get. And as you can see, take a look at how much I love it. I mean, it's just great. And it takes the shine from, you know, your nose, under your eyes, under your nose, all those places that you don't want shine. And it doesn't add that extra layer of cakiness. So it's a fantastic product. But a lot of you are telling me that you can't get it in the country where you live. And so I'm pretty sure you can get, oops, you can get the translucent powder, and it's the same product. It goes on very, if I can get it open, it goes on very light, and you can see that I am using this as well. It comes with its own brush. A lot of times I put this on, it's very light, as I say, and I might put a little bit of my blush for underneath my eyes, and you'll notice on a lot of videos that I'm doing lately, I'm using this. So again, that's Revlon Antishine Translucent Powder, and it's just fabulous. Now, talking about countries, we're going to have links below, so you'll be able to find the products that I'm talking about. But don't forget to change the country over for your country as you're shopping on Amazon. All right, so let's just say that I have no makeup on. What I want to do is I want to put on a primer. Now, I don't want to kind of relate this to painting, but you know, before you put the paint on the wall, you got to use a primer. Well, this is what we got to do with our face, especially if we got a few wrinkles on our face, because this is, oh, sorry, did I do it upside down? This is anti-wrinkle, let me just read it here. Anti-wrinkle line blur effector by Strivectin. And what all that means is you put it on your face and it's kind of getting into those wrinkles and filling them up a little bit before you put on your concealer and your foundation. So that's a really good product to have. Now, talking about concealer and foundation, I'm going with a more glowy, fresh look most of the time right now. I don't really need to have my makeup on for 12 or 16 hours. So I mentioned this before. This is called Boing, and it is a concealer. And what I love about it, if you can see right here, it has the concealer in it, but it's wrapped around with a lot of moisturizer. So it goes on very smooth, very natural. And the color that I have is number 2. That's all it is. This is number 2. Now, for the glowy foundation, what I have found is the Eyeshadow. I think I'm saying that right. And here it is right here. And it's called Synchro Skin Glow. And the color that I have on this one is Rose. And I like it too because it's got a little pump on it. And I just put it on with my fingers. You know what? I'm going to link at the very end of this video, the video that I did with the application for this glowy kind of makeup, so you can just follow around. But basically, I just put it on with my fingers on my nose, and then on the age spots, I put on a little bit of, a little bit heavier with one of those blending sponges. But what about those days where I really want full coverage? Where, you know, maybe I'm going out, it's super hot outside, and I don't want my makeup to kind of, you know what, melt into my face kind of thing. Well, on those days, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. Love this product. And my color is 2N1 Desert Beige. So when you want to have, it is a matte, but hey, you know, I'm going to show you a little later on in the video how you can put on some glow on your face. So if you need that extra coverage, go ahead and use that type of foundation for those days. Now, talking about extra coverage, for all of you that have age spots on your face, I talked about putting, you know, the lighter coverage underneath because we don't want to have the cakiness for the wrinkles. But what do we do with these age spots that are on our face? And for that, again, I want full coverage before I put on the foundation, whether I'm using the Eyeshadow or the Estee Lauder. And here's what I've got here, the concealer by Estee Lauder. It's double wear and it is, oh, my eyes are still okay, 2N light medium. And I'll tell you, if you want coverage, you put it on before you put on your foundation, and then you just sort of blot the foundation on top and all those age spots are gone. All right, so we've got our foundation on. Let's get a little bit of glow on those cheeks. And for that, I'm using Tarte blush, and this is called Exposed. Now, what I found, this is such a good product that I'm using it, you know, with a brush like this for my blush. So, you know, I'm just sort of doing this. I put a little bit under here too and a little bit up here with my blush, but it's so good that I'm using it for contouring as well. So I use a little contouring brush like this, and then of course I can just go down my cheekbones, underneath, not gonna call them jowls, we're gonna call them under my chin, a little bit along here. And I think I've mentioned this before. Do you know that as we age, our nose grows? I mean, here we are. We're growing older, we're shrinking in height, and our nose is growing, like, go figure. But anyway, we can solve that problem. All I have to do is use this. I use a little brush like this one here, and I'm going down the side of my nose to make it look thinner, and underneath too. And your ears also grow, but I don't have a solution for that yet. Anyway, let's talk about my glowing complexion, and let's say that I am using more of a matte foundation. It's one of those days. Well, I'm going to use a highlighter like this. This is from Too Faced, and look at, isn't that a really, wait a second, isn't that a really nice container for it? I really love it. And this one is called Fancy Pink Diamond, and I'm using a brush like this. I just get a little bit on here, and I'm basically just putting it, I don't know if you can see that, the nice shine that it's giving me there, just here, a little bit up here, and that's it. Don't start going, wow, that's making me look really youthful, so putting it all around your eyes, because this is, whoa, everything's falling in. Oh, the video will go on, but if you start putting it here and all around your eyes, it's gonna get really cakey, and you're gonna do the opposite. You're going to actually look older. So what about the eyes? Well, the eyes are so important, and let's start with the liner. The liner that I'm using here is from L'Oreal. It's infallible, and it's carbon black. It also says that it's 18-hour wear, and I've never found it to smudge, and I wear this almost every single day. Now let's talk about the eyeliner, because I don't know if you can really notice, but my eyeliner here is very thin. I'm not putting on a thick eyeliner with a big wing here, and I'll tell you something, the more eyeliner you put on, the more you're going to look older. And I know this from experience, because for the longest time I thought, oh, my eyes are so lovely. I even went into the waterline with black, and I had black here, black underneath, great big line, and a wing, and it just looked harsh. And I think what we're trying to do as we age is we're trying to look more natural. And I just have a very light line on my lid now, on the top lid, and that's all we need. Now, some of you have said, you know, maybe you should use a brown or maybe even a gray, and that's a good idea too. If you want to look even more natural, you can go with a brown eyeliner. Now, let's talk about my favorite palette for eyeshadows, and it's from L'Oreal. I'll just hold it this way, and it's a beautiful palette. Again, you'll see how much I've used it. What I like about this is that it comes with its own brush. So you've got the kind of spongy tip brush for doing the light highlighter on top, and then of course you have the fill-in brush here as well. And also what I like about this, depending on my mood, like a lot of times these days I really like to go into the purples. You can see the purples there, but then other days I might just decide to go with the brown palette, and everything is in there. There's even a mirror too, and it's a real reasonably priced product, and it's from L'Oreal. I find that it's very, very good, and it competes with a lot of even the higher up brands. All right, so let's talk about mascara. And for the longest time, I would tell you about this expensive mascara that I love, that I've been, when I was modeling, that's where I found it. So I've been using it for like 40 years, and makeup artists love it. And then I started doing YouTube videos, and it was my job to find mascara and makeup that was even on the lower end to show you what I felt about it. And I gotta tell you, CoverGirl Exhibitionist Mascara. Wow, what a great, and you know, CoverGirl, it's not that expensive. Look at the brush on this. Like, it's just a giant size brush. Again, I'm using black, but a lot of times you could use brown if you wanted to have a little bit more natural look. And this mascara, I put it on, I get the big eyelashes. I'm not wearing false eyelashes. And I usually, well, I don't wear false eyelashes. This, a few layers of this, and this is all I really need. And I also put it on my lower lashes, and I'm not getting the transfer, so it's just a great product. Now, the other thing that I really find that's really important to me is, does it wash off easily at night? There's no sense in having mascara and you gotta just really scrub and scrub. No, this washes off with even soap and water. It's easy peasy. Just don't get the waterproof one, because usually the waterproof ones are a little harder to take off. And oh yeah, if you like what you're seeing on this video, then don't forget to subscribe. There's a little button down there, and don't forget to ring the bell and come on down. We'd love to have you join us. And talking about come on down, don't forget to comment, you know, if you've got some other products that you really love to buy from Amazon, maybe mention them in the comments. But I'm planning a new video, and it's questions and answers, and I want to get to some of these really amazing questions that a lot of you have been asking. So I'll talk about that a little bit later in the video, but let's still talk about the eyes. And the most important thing about the eyes is how you frame them with the brows. Like, this is like the picture frame of the eyes, and you gotta do a good job though. You know, if you just kind of go like this, or it's all crooked, it's not gonna look good. So, da-da-da-da, eyebrow stencils. I have found these eyebrow stencils. They're absolutely incredible. All you do is, this is a natural, they come in all different sizes and shapes from Amazon, but I just sort of put it over my eyebrow, and then you get sort of a powder, and all you do is just kind of fill in the stencil, and you have perfect eyebrows. They're perfectly shaped. It's just incredible. And what you want to also do with that is make sure that it stays in place. So you've brushed them up, you've put on the stencil, brush them up with something like a clear mascara. Again, this is just Maybelline, and it's so inexpensive, but it just adds that finishing touch to your eyebrows so they stay where they're supposed to stay, actually. All right, so what about lipstick? Now, I gotta tell you, I still love my Dior lipstick. I really, really do. And this is Dior Addict, and I'm wearing it right now. There's probably not a lot to show you, but there it is right there. It's a beautiful color. And the thing about this color is it's red, but it's a pinky red. So for my coloring especially, I just love it. And I think it's number 976, and it's called Stellar Shine, I think it's called. So it's absolutely beautiful. But I want to do a little bit of a talk about, maybe a caveat about buying products, you know, maybe like this Dior lipstick, and that is that when you're buying, now we do have the links below and we've checked on the links, but when you're buying a product, if you're just sort of going back, you know, and I'd suggest even check out our site, which is Amazon gave us an influencer page. So that's at amazon.com/shop/awesomeover50. And we really try to make sure we've got good links there. But actually, let's take this product. This is better. I think this product, this concealer, sells for about $20. And this concealer I have seen out there for over 100. Same product. Now, if you think about, you know, all those resellers for concert tickets where you buy the tickets, then you find out you spend $100, it's a reseller. All right, so if you're going and you're buying a product like this and it's $100, shop around on Amazon. I kind of wish they never allowed this because these resellers are out there and they're just making a fortune off people that just don't know. So yeah, really watch that. And I want you guys to be safe. Online shopping, talking about safe, is such a safe way to buy our makeup right now. And there is usually a little bit of a delivery charge, but you know, I find that the delivery charge is usually just as much as I would spend on gas just going somewhere to buy some makeup. So they also have this product called Prime, and I know a lot of you have heard about it. And Prime a lot of times will give you free shipping, and it'll also rush the products to you as well. But most of the time I'm finding my products are getting to me in just like a couple of business days. So usually that's not really a problem. So basically you'll have a fresh new face with these products, and let me know how you enjoy them. I'm just a person who's keeping it real with real products, real reviews, and somebody else who keeps it real is our little Yorkie, Hurricane. And when Hurricane comes on the scene, he reminds me to talk about upcoming videos. And I kind of mentioned that I'm doing a video on answering a lot of your questions. So again, I just remind you, you know, if you've got some questions, I'm 65 years old right now and I've never had Botox or needles or facelifts, any of that stuff. So any questions you have from skincare to makeup, you know, even somebody asked about those bat wings that go underneath your arms as you get older. So I'm going to address that as well in an upcoming video. But I've got more fashion, more makeup reviews, and I'm just so glad you guys are all here. You know, it really means a lot to me. And I'm also getting questions over on Instagram, and over on Instagram, I'm just Instagram.com/awesomeover50. And some of you have been asking about Bill and sort of saying, you know, how's Bill and everything. I kind of know why you're asking. And that's because over on our other channel, which is youtube.com/awesomeover50 inspiration, you're usually seeing Bill over there, but we've been kind of few and far between on the on the videos lately. And oh, you just wanted to give me a kiss, did you? Okay. And that's because, you know, these days with social distancing and everything, we really just can't get out. A lot of the events are on hold. Our traveling is on hold. So we're still doing videos. We're still thinking about videos, but you're just not going to see them every week like you do on this particular channel. So these days we still have to really feel good. And you know, remember when the grandmothers would say, put on a little bit of rouge and put on a little bit of lipstick and you'll look pretty. Well, you know, putting on a little bit of rouge and lipstick really does make you feel kind of pretty, and you don't have to look like a model. You know, my modeling days, my young days of being a model, I got the wrinkles, I got the age spots, you know, but I still feel pretty when I put on a little bit of makeup, and that's what this is all about. That's what Awesome Over 50 is all about. You know, sometimes just the little things that you can do for you, and they kind of cheer you up and make you feel good and make you feel maybe just a little bit more awesome.